Oh, yeah. It's that time again. Welcome to the big show, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Coming to you. Patreon members, our bread and butter, our meat and potatoes, our ketchup and mustard, our fucking foot fungus and sandals. Jesus Christ. I better get out of the Georgia sun. I look like a raisin in the motherfucking sun. Anyways, how y'all doing? Pretty good? Coming at you live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Take it easy, Billy boy. I want you all.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
What's going on? Well, let me start with a little personal anecdote. I think you'll get a kick out of. I shit my pants last night while I was sleeping. I shit the bed literally. Here's how it goes. I made braised short ribs. I'm on a braised short ribs kick. I love them. If you people who cook, you know, when you braise something, especially meat like that, it gets a little greasy. Greasier than my family at the beach in 1975 in Revere. Anyways, yeah, so I made short ribs. And I didn't eat them, though. I cooked them. I was busy, you know. I bought a puppet. I'm learning how to use that. Going to use that on the road. It's much easier than telling jokes. Watching a Jeff Dunham documentary. The guy owns 3 personal planes, 2 tour buses. I'm trying to write clever shit. He's at Walmart sewing buttons on a fucking mannequin's. But anyways, so I made the short ribs. And I was tasting them as I go along. And again, you know, there's a lot of grease in there. But I didn't sit down and have a big meal. I didn't do that. I ate enough, about 5 forkfuls, like, you know, yeah. But then about 10 minutes later, I'm laying on the couch. I go, ooh. And I'm not a cookies guy, but for some reason, when you shop in the South, you see Oreos double stuffed, and you know everything's double down, double wide trailers, double stuffed cookies. So I fucking grabbed the double stuffed Oreos and threw them in my freezer a couple days ago. So I'm a little snackish, as they say, last night. So I'm watching whatever, and I look down, and I've eaten 10 or 11. That's a lot of hydrogenated fucking dog dew. So, anyways, long story short, I go to bed feeling fine. I wake up about an hour later, and I am queasy, like I just swallowed chewing tobacco. I'm clammy, my head's all sweaty, and I don't like throwing up. If you guys I am scared shit of vomiting. I hate it. I know people who will stick their finger down their throat, like, just to make themselves feel better. I hate it. Because when I throw up, I power gag. I look like a fucking fire hydrant in Harlem on a hot August day when the kids kick it open. Nick, why Harlem? Well, that's where it goes on. That's where I saw it. You know what I'm tell you. When I throw up, I grab the side of the toilet, and by the end of it, I'm usually doing a perfect headstand. And I've broken 12 to 14 blood vessels in my eyes. I'm not shitting you. That's how it's violent. So I don't like to so I'm sitting there. When you lay on your left side when you're sick, that's bad. You know why? Your stomach is shaped like that. You know, it's shaped like a wine sack. All the shit slides down. My sister told me that. She was a nurse. So you either want to lay on your right side, or lay on your back. So I woke up on my left side. I'm this far from puking. I'm going, what the fuck? I immediately roll over to my back to lay flat prone, and it's not going away. I'm getting clammier. My head's looks like I just played hoops for 2 hours. What the fuck did I do? And I thought of those goddamn cookies, and I started to do the dry. I should have just puked and got it over with. But no, I lay there for another 45 minutes. It's the middle of the night. I know I'm going to feel like shit. Anyways, eventually I fall asleep. I wake up this morning about 5:45, and I'm like, I go, what the fuck is that smell? I go, I must have left the Parmesan cheese on the counter, and it's wafting into the bedroom. What the fuck? So I start to shift around, and I feel kind of a weird sensation. And I reach down there, and I touch the outside of my underwear, and it was like poofed out a little bit. I go, you got to be kidding. And now when I rip the covers off, now it's, it's like I'm walking past a sewage treatment plant in Manhattan. And I go, what the fuck? Sure enough, I drop my drawer, and there it is. And not just a little, Not a little fucking, what do they say in the commercial, side effects, anal leakage? No, this was, let's say this is about a year-old baby after about three jars of Gerber's strained peaches. A fucking mess. I'd say, you know those giant Twix bars? That's like if 3 of those melted in your car seat. That's what I was looking at. And just fucking, I was so disgusted, embarrassed, and go in the bathroom and trying to clean up. Jesus Christ, it's halfway up my back. It's on my. I don't know. I must have dreamed I was in a farting contest, and I was just fucking letting it fly. Luckily, luckily I was in the guest bedroom. I fell asleep in there watching TV. The wife didn't have to deal. Just fucking gross. So I'm in the bathroom trying to fucking clean. And then I go in, I take the sheets, fucking ruined. Take the sheets off. Now you get the fitted sheet. That also smells like I'm in fucking Bologna, Italy, taking a tour of the fucking Reggiano factory. That has to go. Then I don't know what you call the thing under the fitted sheet. Some type of pad with kerfluffles on the side. I don't know what that. Even that. So I'm sitting here. Anyways, it's 6 in the morning, 6:30. I'm doing fucking laundry. I bagged up my underwear in 3 plastic bags, like I was hiding the fucking knife I murdered somebody with. Just I'm exhausted. Hey, how to start the day? I'm doing fucking laundry. Pouring bleach on the fucking, like it's Ebola and I don't handle. I never had kids, and I think that's why I'm scared of anybody's poop, whether it's fucking dogs. My own is the scariest. It's like your own shit. There's something about that. You never feel more alive when you get that on you. Anyways, just frightening. So I'm doing laundry in the morning. I still got to do the fucking, I don't know what that pad is, just in case. I don't see anything, but. And I had to open the window in my bedroom. It smelled like a fucking lion's cage. I got the ceiling fan going. There's people outside passing out in the parking lot. So just a horrible experience.
I'm picturing you peeling the sheets back like there's a severed horse head under it.
Yeah, it was fucking worse than that. Ah! And yeah, me screaming, people out in the parking lot, just hearing the echo. Just a fucking. Last time I did that, I was in college. I was at a fraternity party. I had about 19 beers with me, no exaggeration. I'm outside pissing. It's Maine. It's 11 degrees. I'm with my buddy Danny. I go to fart, and I fucking drew mud. So what do? I go back in and finish the dance, then go to my dorm, which was halfway across the campus, and change, come back to the party. But, it's one thing. When you're 18, you get 30 beers in you. But when you're in your 50s and you shit in the bed, that's you're like, oh, my God, is it that time already?
That's why you stay away from the double-stuffed Oreos.
Yeah, that's why, Rich. Everybody eats those shits their pants immediately. You are a fucking moron. I do blame the Oreos. But now I'm leaving out a little detail in the story. The short ribs, they were in my fridge for a couple days. I admit, one of them looked a little discolored around the edges, kind of grayish. Now, I always smell my meat before I cook it. And then I actually fell in the dick joke. One of them, the fat on it was a little grayish, okay? It smelled, I got to be a hint of, but when you braise something, it's in the oven for fucking 3 hours on 375. I got to believe it would kill anybody. I mean, anything, Ebola, right? And when I tasted them, they were so good, I refused to throw them out. I might have to shit the bed again tonight. Rich, I blame that. I kept thinking of those goddamn Oreos in my stomach. That's when I would go. It was the Oreos that made me. But you get hydrogenated oil in those things. And I had the grease from, as you get older, folks, you can't handle grease. I don't care who you are. You can't eat real heavy, greasy shit. Jason's laughing. He's 19. He can eat anything. But anyways, that's the fucking. So I don't know if I poisoned myself. I got a beautiful thing of braised ribs in my fridge. Rich is saying toss them. He didn't before. 5 minutes ago, he's blaming the cookies.
You said it's discolored. I mean, you don't eat anything discolored.
You're such a dick. Jason, you heard me fucking talking to him right before the show. What was he saying? No. What was your anecdote to me, Rich? You go, I just read a thing where a guy ate spoiled food for a year and he was fine.
Yeah, but the guy didn't say it was discolored.
You hear how he argues like a 14-year-old girl? What's that got to do with it? You just said a guy ate fucking bad food for almost a year, which you totally made up anyway, but he didn't get sick.
It's definitely the fucking Oreos. That's all I'm going to say.
Now he's back to the Oreo. Oh, my God, you're fucking psychotic. You really do belong in a car dealership working computers.
I once ate fucking Doritos, and then I ate Oreos. I got sick as shit, and it was definitely, because I eat Doritos all the time, it was definitely the Oreos.
Thank you again. Irrelevant to what we're talking about. I appreciate it. You went from it's the meat to the fucking. He'll say whatever you want. Fucking, that's you're a fucking middle management guy. Anyways, I'm fine. I've lost 19 pounds, even though it doesn't look it, in 8 minutes, and I'm still gonna eat them goddamn thing. I was tasting; they were delicious. Anyways, you know who could weigh in on this? Tommy, my manager, he ran a restaurant, so he knows. But you know, he's an old Sicilian. He's like, fuck it. Just scrape the maggots off and boil it. They'll be fine. Speaking of maggots, Joe Biden is falling like a rock. He's floating like a set of car keys. National poll shows a statistical three-way tie in Democrat presidential. Joe Biden was leading everybody, if you remember, but he's falling like a rock. Hey, Joe, where you going with that anvil in your hand, bitch? See, people realize he is crazy now. Anyways, a Monmouth poll taken August 16th to 20th. Can somebody explain polls to me? Among 800 U.S. adults, let me see, the country is made up of 330 million people, at least half of them adults. 800 people? Isn't that like me going outside and asking one homeless guy what caused the shits, the Oreos, or the, you know what hit? No. Motherfucker, I had a bottle of gin and ate some of them double stuffed mother. But I mean, 800 people, talk about a small sample size. That's ridiculous. Anyway, and I'm not defending Joe here, but it shows titless Elizabeth Warren and the old cranky Jew Bernie Sanders tying with 20% support. In other words, three of them are kind of. But anyways, Joe dropped to third place with 19%, you know, plus or minus 5.7% margin of error. So they're all statistically, it's a tie. Here's Joe here pretending to hold up a baby. He says he's not crazy. Compared to Monmouth's June poll, these results represent an increase in support for Bernie Sanders, which is frightening, up 14%, and the titless Warren up 15%. Look at her. Look at her. That's her at her kid's birthday party. Kid's 81, by the way. She's up from 15%, and Biden down from 32%. The poll didn't show any major shakeups among remaining candidates. Kamala Harris is right where she belongs, in fucking distant fourth place with 8%, and who cares about the rest of the losers? According to the survey, the former vice president's losing ground among key Democrats. Listen to this. Here's where he's losing ground. Black voters, white voters, Lithuanian voters, anybody from the Eastern Bloc countries, and midgets from India, all down. Much of his lost support is evenly distributed between, of course, the two socialists, Sanders and Warren. Listen to this. He lost ground with white Democrats. He went from 32 to 18%. Voters of color, those are people who have color in their skin, not like us white people, from 33 to 19%. Among voters without a college degree, he went from 35% to 18%. College graduates from 28 to 20%, with both men from 38% to 24%, and women from 29% to 16%. And among voters under 50 years old, from 21 to 6%, as well as voters age 50 and over, 42% down to 33%. So at least it's not bad news, Joe. Jesus Christ. He went down on babies who were still teething. He's floating like a set of car keys, as the great George MacDonald said. And maybe this is why he's doing this. Did you guys see him speaking, Captain Gaff, a couple days ago this weekend? He was in New Hampshire, and he was speaking, and he's explaining where he was giving a speech. But here you go. He's fucking nuts.
I just spoke at Dartmouth on healthcare at the medical school, or not. I guess I wasn't actually on the campus, but the people from the medical school were.
Why
at
so tinny, dude?
I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts. I'm not sure whether it was a medical school or where the hell I spoke, but it was on the campus.
Oh, that's
It was on the
hilarious.
campus, and the dean of all of that.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not crazy. I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's the people laughing. That's hilarious. It would be funny if that was his isolated. That was an isolated gaffe. This guy is. Do you understand? He's baked. He's done. Remember after he announced, I saw him at a. We said it on the show. He was giving a town hall. He couldn't have been more bored. And I go, this guy, he's been around too long. Sorry for you Joe Biden fans. The comment came after the former vice president hesitated, trying to recall exactly where he gave speeches hours before at Dartmouth. I thought it was days before. Here he is. We got another clip, right, Jay? Here he is confusing states. Watch this. How embarrassing.
Commission of Keene.
I'm back. I've been here a number of times. Last time was, I think,
he's in
all
New
the way back
Hampshire
in
right now.
2014.
Keep that in mind.
But I've been here before that. I love this place. Look, what's not to like about Vermont in terms of the beauty of it? And what a neat town. I mean, this is sort of a scenic, beautiful town. The mayor's been a good guy, and everybody's been really friendly. I like Keene a lot.
Do you? I love it so much, I don't even know what state it's in. I'm thinking about buying property here in Idaho. I'll tell you, I love Ohio. This is my favorite town. I've been to Mississippi many times. I don't know what I like better, Mississippi or where I was about an hour ago, Massachusetts. I walked up there, and you guys remember when there was a shooting? You kids talked to me, and what a fuck. This guy's not fit to fucking run a lemonade stand, never mind a country. Are you dog styling me? This poor guy's he's early. My dad has Alzheimer's. Late stages. This guy's in early. Nick, how do you know that? You're not a doctor. No, but I played one on the Colin Quinn show. Seriously, does he look fit to run a fucking Orange Julius? Remember those? Out of his tits, the poor bastard. Recent weeks, Biden has confused Burlington, Vermont with Burlington, Iowa, insisted he was still vice president during the 2018 Parkland shooting, and incorrectly claimed that 40 students were shot at Kent State University in 1970. He described the El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio shootings as having happened in Houston and Michigan. Seriously, these aren't little gaffes. This isn't, this is a big fucking deal, Joe. Hey, Joe, this is a big fucking deal. Hey, I like this picture of him. He's in front of the diner where fucking De Niro found out Tommy got whacked. Who's the blind Asian chick behind him? Oh, my mother, my father. You can take that down. Didn't that look like the diner? Two Asians just stole my truck. I cleared that up. Cleaned it up for the kids. During the trip to the Granite State, Biden responded to a question about whether he liked Keene by saying, what's not to like about... Sometimes I think he's trying to be funny. Like, that's how you write it if you're a comedy writer. Somebody's going to ask you, what do you think of Keene, New Hampshire? You go, what is not to like about Vermont? If you were doing a Joe Biden sketch, and I'm sure SNL will be all over it. Seriously, you think I'm being sarcastic. This is so silly that they have to. He's an old white guy, too, by the way. Easy target for SNL. So they love shit like this. They're like, he's an old fucker. We don't want him anyways. We want the socialists to win. So look for that. Let's stay on the Democrat candidates for 2020. My favorite of them all, you guys know I hate his politics, but I love a cranky. What, Rich? You keep looking at me like you're going to say something, huh? Okay. Rude and cranky Bernie Sanders loses San Francisco restaurant owners' vote. Oh, my God, that could cost him the election. What if it comes down to one vote? Oh, my eye. Are these my glasses? Like 5-year-old girls. Apparently, Bernie was so cranky and miserable that this restaurant owner said, yeah, I'm not going to vote for this jerk off. John Constant, who owns the 111-year-old John's Grill. Maybe I should call and get some tips on my braised beef ribs so I don't need a diaper after I eat the motherfucker. He told Politico and many Democrats they dined at his bistro, blah, 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 DNC committee, blah, 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 town 3 days. They're in there, blah, 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 blah. Sanders arrived for dinner with about 15 members of his campaign team. He was he wasn't nice to any of the staff, didn't want to shake hands or have his picture taken. You know what? Can't really blame. I know he's a politician. You have to do it. But I'm a comedian, and, I don't want to shake hands after the show. I just made you laugh for a fucking hour, saying shit you couldn't think of in 10 years. And now I have to meet your wife, who's 611 pounds. You want me to sign her fucking calf? Give me 11 Sharpies. I'm kidding. I love my fans. If they wait for me, I come out there all the time with brass knuckles and a fucking knife in my pocket. It was all very nice except for cranky Bernie, Constant told Politico. I think he was just hungry and didn't want to be a politician. He lost my vote. Let me take
Get this through your head, you.
This is the owner talking to him.
You Jew motherfucker, you.
That was the owner talking to Bernie. But can I just say something to Mr. Constant? Really? So he had a bad day at your restaurant, so that's it? Wow, you're a real loyal supporter, huh? Bernie's in his late hundreds. He's a fossil fuel at this point, waiting to be. And you're not going to fucking, because he was a little cranky to the staff. I don't like people who treat restaurant workers like, because they are these are hard-working people. But Bernie's a miserable fuck, and this is no surprise. Again, if you're a real supporter. So all that shit that he spews about, everybody deserves health care. The 1% that's fucking us in the ass. I don't like 1% milk. I was supposed to graduate 1% of my class. I refused to because I don't like 1% of that. All this shit about free health care for aliens, illegal aliens, everybody. All that shit you believe in, that all turned because he fucking snapped at one of your waitresses? I don't know. Did he tip? I refuse to lose a tip. The matzo balls were fucking raw in the middle. I got the shits from the braised beef and the goddamn stuffed Oreos. They really... Bernie had to be in a terrible mood, this guy, Housekeeper. That's his last name, said. Can you imagine his last name is Housekeeper? Jesus Christ. His wife's first name is Mexican. What? Anyone in the public eye needs to understand when it's time to order room service. That's what the guy said. If you're in the public eye and you're in a bad mood, just stay in your room and get room service. The restaurant is popular among politicos, has pictures of politicians who visit the establishment hanging on its wooden walls, and anybody who walks in with a Trump hat probably gets beat silly, like the guy did in Portland, Oregon. We'll touch on that. But anyways, so he loses that guy's vote. And, of course, at the end of the article, they mentioned that Elizabeth Warren was at another restaurant in San Francisco, and they throw in that she couldn't have been more pleasant. She went in the kitchen. So I'm starting to think it might have been a little hit piece there. But
They did wind up throwing Bernie's picture up on the wall.
They put it up there? Yes, they did. There he is. Bernie, can I get an autograph? Oh, it's a pig's head. I thought it was Hillary's ankle. I don't like this pig's head. First of all, I'm a Jew. I don't eat pork. You bring me a pig's head? Is somebody fucking with me in the kitchen? Am I being... How could you put a pig's head in front of an old Jew? This is an insult. If I eat this, I'm going to need health care, lawn care. By the way, why am I dressed like Christopher Moltisanti in this picture? He was a low-level associate of the Gambinos. Look at that face. That's Bernie. Jason, that's a perfect pig. I didn't even notice there was a pig's head on it. Bernie's Jewish. That's him after a good meal. I left a tip. The girl was a little bit lax. She didn't fill my coffee. I left her $1.50. The tab was $4,100. And don't make any Jewish jokes. I'll fuck you up right here. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I will be at Wise Guys Thursday, September 26th. That's a great comedy club in Salt Lake City, Utah. And then the next 2 nights after that, Friday and Saturday, September 27 and 8, I'll be at the Comedy Works in Las Vegas. Tommy, we should work on that name. It's got to be something, I don't know. We'll think of it. Thursday, October 10th, Levity Live, Nyack, New York. That's where I was assaulted by a girl in Birkenstocks over a year ago. And I plan on bringing a AR-15 on stage to keep. Friday, October 11th, the Strand Theater in Seymour, Connecticut. Friday, November 15th, the Cortland Repertory Theater, Cortland, New York. Saturday, November 16th, the Comedy Works in Saratoga Springs, New York. New Year's Eve, Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York. I'll be wearing eyeglasses. Friday, January 24th, this is 2020, the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Saturday, February 15th, the Kelsey Theater, Lake Park, Florida. Florida. See, I do Bernie, I go right into it. Jews from Brooklyn and Italian, and they talk like they're from Boston. They put R's where they don't belong, and they. Anyhow, go to nickdip.com for that, and hit me up on Cameo. I'll send you a vicious personal video to your friends. Well, look, speaking of assaults, and man was assaulted by an angry drunk mob. Keyword mob, because that's how the left handles it. When they outnumber you, they have a lot of balls. They're the fucking biggest cowards on the planet. They'll fight you when there's 40 of them and 2 of you. When they do it, they cover their faces. They'll shit on you on social media under an anonymous name. They're just fucking cowards. It's in their DNA. And a guy wears a MAGA hat to a restaurant. First of all, why are you going to Portland, Oregon for anything? Talk about boycotting a city. I've never been there, and I wouldn't fucking step foot in it. Boycott it. Boycott the city. Except for the restaurants owned by fucking Republicans. But, yeah, he got assaulted, him and his wife, because he had a MAGA hat on, apparently.
Son of a whore!
Oh, my God. I'm feeling a little leakage. I think I poisoned myself. You might be right. God damn it. Still going to eat those ribs. Portland police say a man. Do we have a picture of the man and woman, Jace? Portland police say a man, and then there you go. I tweeted this last night. Soulmates, an ignorant, angry minority, and an ignorant, woke, white liberal dude. Soulmates. Dumb as the day is long, both of them. Look at them. They have dead eyes. Nice haircut, exploding cigar head. Ugh. They were arrested Saturday morning for the assault. The man who was attacked says it's all because of his Make America Great Again hat. At around 12:50 a.m., officers responded to the report of a disturbance at the Growler's Tap Room. Luke Lenzer told the local news station he and his wife were on a date that night. He said right when they got there, they were attacked outside the patio by people upset about the hat. I got mobbed by everybody that was in that bar outside. People came from the inside out, just circled. Lenzner attests that things escalated between people outside the bar. That's when police say a 22-year-old Leopold Hauser. Who's that? That's the victim. Yeah, that's Hauser, right? On the right. And 23-year-old Adebisi Okanyanyanyao. Still has her African name. Adebisi Okonyai. Sounds like a nose guard for every college major program. Assaulted Lenzer and his wife because, they had a hat on and they disagree with his politics. You guys are fucking brain dead. You're evil. Surrounding me, like literally surrounding me, pushing me. The victim said, I'm just trying to get through, trying to stop the person from hitting me, from taking my hat, and then I get sucker punched, because that's what they do. The suspects were arrested a few blocks away. Both Hauser and Okanai were booked into the Multnomah County Detention Center on charges of third-degree assault. They're expected to be arraigned on Monday. Witnesses, including the bartender, say that Lesnar was the one who started it. In security footage, he can be seen pointing to his hat and saying something as he left. It started when he got there, didn't it? That's what it said in the article. So what the fuck are you talking about? Pointing to his hat and saying, and even if he did that, he's pointing to his hat and saying, "That's a reason to circle him and beat him, silly, right? Because you don't like Trump. That's fair enough, right?"
But it's all lies.
Well, go ahead, Rich.
That couple looks like a violent Oreo.
They look like a violent Oreo.
They just look like the nasty Oreos you had last night.
What's a violent Oreo, Ray?
One that attacks you.
First of all, that could be construed as racist. Don't get the show in trouble. Violent Oreo. Yeah, I don't know. See, let me help Rich with his joke. Fucking, this is why that might have worked. Let me help you out a little bit. First, an Oreo has two black parts and a white one in the middle. So, see, if there was another black person on the other side of the guy, that would have been an Oreo.
Her shadow.
What a dick. What a fucking... I'm just trying to help you. You have cancer of the funny bone. But you do. You have a jaw like Boom Boom Mancini. You won't go down. You're in the corner. You're unconscious. Guy's relentless. He's out to prove he's the unfunniest motherfucker on the planet.
It's like a violent Oreo. You know, it reminds me of an angry chocolate chip cookie. You know, it's like a s'mores with a knife. Ever have them Samoan? What are those Samoas? What do you call those? It's like one of those with a hammer in its hand.
Yuck. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what I'm a big fan of, and it's not this type of violence. I absolutely adore, women's basketball. I think it's played at a level that, did I send you that? People, there's been a lot of talk about the soccer team, the women's soccer. Why don't they get paid like men? Yabba dabba dabba. I know what I'm about to show you is basketball. You're comparing, but it makes my point. This is Division I women's basketball, right? Tennessee, University of Tennessee. This is sort of big time basketball. I just want to show you a little clip and show you why. And I used to always say this. People go, "Why don't you watch the WNBA?" Because I said I don't want to watch people play a foot under the rim. I used to say that as the punchline, and this almost encapsulates that. Watch this clip, and maybe you'll understand. And again, well, I know this is college. They don't get paid because I have to talk like this because people out there on the internet, they'll jump on every little. Why is he comparing? Just remember, these are girls that might go to the WNBA. Go ahead.
Oh!
Why is this sound so? Pause. Oh, not just for this though, but Jace, but that sounds really weird today.
I mean, this one is a recording of a TV.
I just said, that's why I prefaced it, not this one. Why all the other ones sound weird?
And the other one, I think Joe Biden just sounds like that.
All right, good. All right, fair enough. Watch these girls. Shoot it, Diane. Get it back out. Kick it out to Aisha. Here comes Rona. She's got an empty. Oh, I hurt my ankle. That's it? Isn't there more? Play it again. I want to watch it again. I like it so much. This is more offensive than kiddie porn. Get it, Betty. Oh, she overthrows it, driving a lane. Aisha. I can't. Ding, dong, ding. These girls are on scholarship. And here's the creme de la creme.
I can't do it.
That's me. Can I just say? That's my worst sport. I'm sorry. That's me on a break. But even I would fucking, make it. Pretty sure I could lay it up and in. But I'm just saying, you feminists, don't get on your high horse about because there are high school, I'm going to go with junior high school boys teams that would whip those girls. Yeah, but when they get up to the soccer's, no. I told you how we solve the equality thing when it comes to paying people in sports at least. You have the women's team, the one that won the gold medal, I was going to say the best man's team. No, the shittiest man's team. If they beat them, they get paid the same as them. How's that? That seems pretty fair, doesn't it? Oh, I hear a lot of screaming at home. I talk like I'm playing at 22 million people on ABC. Let's get to Richard Pryor. Did you guys read this? This was all over the internet. Richard Pryor put out a hit on a buddy of his years ago, Paul Mooney, who's a black comic, older black gentleman. I knew him for years before I heard he was gay, and then it turns out he's an old queen. He hates white fucking people. I still find him funny sometimes. He used to write for Pryor and stuff, and anyways, apparently he violated Richard Pryor's son, and Richard Pryor turned into an Italian fella. Look how he violated my boy. Put Clemenza on this. Put Jimmy Walker on this. Whack. There's Richie, baby, in the funniest video ever. Former bodyguard of Richard Pryor dropped a bombshell on the masses by way of a video clip that was published early on Monday. The guy's name is Rashawn Khan, says that Pryor offered $1 million for someone to murder his former friend and comedian Paul Mooney for allegedly sleeping with Pryor's son. Now, Mooney, he's gay, and...
He's a fan.
Oh, you don't have to say it like that. He's a funny guy. Here's a clip of his Mooney. He looks like an old black grandma, is what he did. But he's vicious. I mean, he gets away. He's just, right out there with his hate of white people and straight people. But he gets away with it because, look, he's got, as Joe Biden says, he's got the charismatic smile and he's articulate and clean. Good one, Jace. Here's Rashawn Khan talking about this alleged incident.
From JoJo Dancer on, the relationship became fragile.
Okay.
Because Paul Mooney had Richard's son by that time.
Okay.
And he violated. And that's any man.
Now, pause. He says he violated, and later in the article they apologized the next day because that makes it sound like that it wasn't consensual. I still don't know if it is or not, but using violated obviously implies rape or whatever. So the article cleared up and said we took it as whatever, non-consensual because he used violated, but we don't know if that's the case. But not that it matters. Everybody's dead. Go ahead.
Violate their children like that. So Paul took advantage of the situation. And so from there on, whatever Paul Mooney was to Richard, and there was a time that Paul Mooney was Richard's friend. I acknowledge that, which is why the gay community really couldn't say anything they attempted to about Richard because Paul Mooney was his friend. And they laughed. So when Paul did what he did, it was a violation of friendship first, and then my son,
Right.
And
when he says my son, he's not talking about his son. That's Richard Pryor saying my son. You violated our friendship and my son. I would have put my son in front. I think if you violate my son, you're not my friend anymore. I don't know, but this guy was great. Run DMC. That's enough. We get the idea. Now, for any doubters that any of this is true, but
there's something wrong with the black man's mind.
Jennifer Lee Pryor, the former wife of Richard Pryor, says that Richard Pryor Jr. reportedly told a group of people about the alleged Mooney incident during a luncheon held after Pryor's funeral. In a number of tweets, Ms. Pryor confirmed Khan's account. So she says this all went down. I love how they show in this article a picture of Mooney, like, they got him carving a turkey like he's a psycho. Out of all the pictures he's got. He was on, I was doing a show at Caroline's, I would say 10 years ago, like on a Sunday night. It was a small crowd, No, it was actually during the week. It was like a Wednesday night. And I'm having a blast. It's my favorite stage in New York. I could stay up there forever. And I hear somebody cackling, and I look back. It's Mooney sitting in the back by himself. He had a show after mine. Like, his show's supposed to start at 10. It's probably started after 1:05 a.m. That's what Mooney used to do. But he's cackling, and he starts yelling shit out at me. Like, and we had a good rapport. I talked to him after the show. I know what he is. And anyways, I met him the first time on Tough Crowd We have some clips from Tough Crowd, a couple short ones of me and Moni. The sound, again, because these are, internet clips or whatever. But this is me and Moni on Colin Quinn's Tough Crowd.
Any bad qualities they have is from whites.
You're not genetically evil.
Thank you.
Because, no, you come from black people. You do know that.
The original man is from Africa.
No, but you come from black people.
No,
Two black people can make a white baby. Two white people can't make a black baby. You come from us.
But this just sounds like something I read. What?
Two black people can make a white
I
baby.
heard this.
You heard what he said.
What the hell does that mean? This sounds like something I read. I heard him steal one at the mall. This is happening.
He said 2 black people can make a white baby. And I said, yeah, if you steal one at the mall, it's the type of shit that rocketed me to Georgia. Here's another exchange between me and Moni.
But when you get on death row, why do you, just like, what's the man's name that blew up that stuff down south?
McVeigh.
Okay.
Gonna bring him about 5,000.
No, but every that's south to me. They thought of every excuse not to put him to death.
They did.
It's raining, it's his birthday, it's St. Patrick's Day.
They did? I don't remember this.
Why people marched around, check the history. Why people marched around.
Check Maria Abu Jamal. Like the white people do concerts for Maria.
Okay.
Abu Jamal had to put him to death.
But they walked around singing.
Oh, they did not.
Against God. They lit candles. When they get somebody black on death row, they take the candle and go.
That is the exact opposite of the way the country is for the past 20 years.
The reason people who kill blacks don't get the death penalty because they're usually doing it out of self-defense.
That's a great
Thank you
joke.
very much. You heard me, dummy.
I said the white people don't get the death because they're usually doing it out of self-defense. Yeah. Sings Angler, Bing Bangler. Why, can I just ask, though, why the audio's so dog shit?
Well, like, that video's from, 50 years ago,
No, first of all, it's not 50 years ago.
They took it
it's
from
the early 2000s, okay? So let's not pretend this fucking shit didn't exist.
They probably took it from a VHS tape and converted it over.
Who's they?
Whoever
put it up
posted
there.
up
We
on,
yanked it off some guy's
but they
thing.
probably taped it.
Is there an original source that we could have gone? Oh, no, Comedy Sound doesn't put that shit out there. I
unless
bet you
Colin-
after the show I could find them.
Colin could probably get it.
Colin, yeah, I'll give him a call right now. Fucking Jesus H. Christ, Eloise. Rich. Is that it for me exchanging? That's the shit that rocketed me to fame. Too bad. I mean, if we had good audio, that would have been worth it. Let's stay on comedy. This is how sad. This is the headline. No dirty jokes, please. Comics find a new stage inside L.A. car wash. Let me tell you something. Yeah, let me get to the article before I lose my shit. You're not a comic if you're performing in a fucking car wash. You're a guy that should be working at the car wash. You'd be the funniest guy there.
You hear the one about the mop and the fucking bumpers?
Los Angeles comedian Kurt Braunholer has performed stand-up in cargo trucks, school buses, and even gondolas. Wow. Somebody get his manager on the line. I could use the help. I've never played a Caterpillar tractor. His latest venture scales things down even further. A 4-minute comedy show inside your car as it goes through a car wash. Look at his hair. Apparently just did a set. In a city known for its car culture and notorious traffic, Braunholer said a show inside people's vehicles was the most L.A. setup he could imagine. Why's that? I don't know. It's a very, very intimate, he said. Yeah, so is child rape. I don't think we want to... It's a totally different thing than doing a normal stand-up set. Tell us more. Because I can't count the number of times I'll come off stage and I have suds in my eyes. And audience members purchase their $5 per car tickets before rolling up to a gas station near downtown Los Angeles for the show. A host performs a warm-up routine while each car waits its turn, then folds in the side mirrors, keys a code in the car wash control pin, and leads a round of applause as one of 6 comedians hops into the passenger seat. 4 minutes of joking, soaping, brushing, and drying later, the comic jumps out with a thank you and good... Guys, you're really hurting what we do for a living. Is the stage time that tough in L.A.? Huh? But why a car wash? You know what I mean? There's plenty of the whorehouses right on Sunset, and you can play the trannies in a dumpster behind fucking... Go ahead, stupid. Say something funny.
This is actually a point.
This is me in the car wash.
This guy's trying to get on Netflix because he sees that Jerry Seinfeld and comedians and cars and Jay Leno. This is all that.
Pretend you just came up with that when it says it right in the article. Cheese dick. See right through you. It says it right in the article. That's at the end. He says comedians and car wash. No, you're right, but of course. But he's not trying to get on. He doesn't really think he's going to get on Netflix. You know, even if Seinfeld did this, they go, "I don't know, Jerry, a car wash." I tried to write after Jerry. I pitched something to Jerry. I said prostitutes on bikes getting sandwiches. Nobody wanted nothing to do with it. And I got another reboot. You know, Cash Cab. I want to do Cash Hearse. I'm dead serious. I think this is a great fucking idea. You go to a family, you know, they bereaved, they're at the cemetery, whatever, or the funeral. You go to the wake, and then I'm the hearse driver. Your family's in the back. You're going to go from to the cemetery, right? On the way there, I ask you questions, and if you get them all right, we pay, you know, for half the funeral. But when you get it wrong, we get to dump the body out right on the street, right where you are. It's perfect. We get to dump the fucking... Wouldn't you take the... Go ahead, Jason.
You're dead serious, you say.
Did I say dead serious? Why do you fucking jump on the puns? Ugh. Here's the difference. I wasn't trying to be funny. Jason waits. I'm dead serious. Shows he's paying attention. Isn't that great? Cash Hearse? Come on, everybody.
Come on, everybody.
Better hope Jeff Ross doesn't hear that.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that too. Yeah. I like. Let's go. What do we got here? We got some broad who was fired filming. She's a school officer. She's supposed to protect kids in cases of, and she's in the bathroom taking her clothes off and making a sex tape for her boyfriend. Should we do that one, or should we do the black fella, homeless man, suspected in Manhattan hate spree? Finally, a black person convicted of a hate crime. You know what he had to do to get convicted? He had to commit like 10 fucking hate crimes in about a 12-minute spree. That's so much so that the cops even, you know what, we can't. Because we all know hate crimes. The hate legislation, crime legislation was invented to put white guys behind bars. You know, we all know that. And if you don't believe that, you're a fucking jerk-off. Cocaine drip. A homeless man smiled during his arraignment. Do we have a picture of him smiling, Jason? Look at that. There you go. He looks like one of the backup singers for the OJs. Look, this is him at his arraignment, this psychotic. Sunday morning on a series of hate crime attacks this month on random Manhattan pedestrians. Todd Lyons. I know a Todd Lyons. I'm telling you. Did I play football with Todd Lyons? Or somebody from my hometown. Todd Lyons, 33. That's a white name, by the way. He's got white hair, so. Looks like James Brown's great-great-nephew. He would walk up, smack a white person, and go, "Ha! That felt good." Huh. Ha! The little Eddie Murphy for you. He had been free on 2 previous assaults in the Bronx and Manhattan. Oh, he was free on 2 previous. Once again, that racist justice system doing injustices to young black men. I'll repeat that. He was free on 2 previous. When cops suspect that he committed as many as 7 new attacks, all the victims in the new attacks are white. He appeared happy as he learned he'd been charged with felony misdemeanor assault for 3 of those latest attacks. Law enforcement sources told the Post that Lyons used his fists or random found objects, including a brick and wood from a broken chair, to strike his victims, sometimes knocking them to the ground and leaving them bloody. He's now the doorman at the tap room in Portland. The doorman. Here's a video of this hateful, psychotic. Here's a girl minding her business at night. Here he comes with a brick or a rock, back of the fucking head. Look at this. Okay? Yeah, welcome to New York. Can you fucking imagine? If that was my sister, I'd show up at the arraignment and fucking gut him like a fish. Like that prank. Remember they used to do those prank calls? Not the Jerky Boys. I think it was somebody else. They'd call this bar, this old guy in Manhattan. Jason, you remember this one? There's an old guy. I think the bar was in like Hell's Kitchen, you know, in Manhattan. But there's an old guy there that worked there. You could tell he's been around forever with him. He goes, what? The guy, yeah, is Mike Hunt there? He'll go, is there a Mike Hunt there? And then he'd get back on the phone. No, he ain't here. And the guy would go, you're stupid. Hey, what did you say to me? He goes, come down here, you motherfucker. This is what he says. He goes, I'll slit your belly. I'll slit your belly. We could probably pull that up. I'll slit your belly. I forget. It was Red's Bar or something. I don't know. Anyways, I digress. But that's a hate crime and act. This guy committed about 8 of them in about 10 minutes. He was often shirtless when he allegedly struck. Get off the street, honk, he screamed at a 58-year-old man he punched in the face in the Chelsea part of Manhattan 2 weeks ago. This appears to be a pattern of attacks based on race. Now, I want you to reverse this. If there was a white guy who committed this many hate crimes in that short a span, we'd be talking about it on Meet the Press. Every 2020 Dem candidate will be playing it on a loop, going, this is what we're talking about with white supremacy and this racist it's systemic. This is why I do stories like that on this show, because you're not going to see them anywhere else. So, yeah, I have my agenda, too. It's called Exposing the Truth. I'm just trying to bring a little balance to the racial reporting in this country, which has been cherry-picking stories for about, I'd say, 30 or 40 years now, and in my opinion is why we're at each other's throats racially. They throw gas on the fire. This appears to be a pattern of attacks based on race. That's Jennifer Belenkas told Manhattan. Wow, isn't she a detective? What makes you say that? Trail of bloody white people laying on the ground. You're a real fucking sharp one. He had made clear in his intentions to select his victims on the basis of race. So, you know.
There's something wrong with the black man.
I'm gonna fucking smash his fucking face in.
His lawyer, Henry Wheel, said Lyons is homeless and has no recorded conviction. Oh, well, in that case, let's fucking send him out there with a mop handle. What's your point, lawyer? Fucking devil. Lyons was ordered hell in lieu of $10,000 bond. He's due back in court on August 29th. I'm going to show up there and say, no, come on now. So you're not going to see that anyways, but I hope he goes away. Probably not, though, right?
Bye-bye, dickhead.
I'd say that's enough for today. I'm going to save... Oh, who's in the news? Rashida Tlaib. She had a statement. She said that President Trump is afraid of women of color. That's what Tlaib said. And Tlaib, then Trump heard that and went to the window with a blowhorn at the White House and went,
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
That was his response. Might as well do it real quick. The drama unfolded this month after Israel initially barred her, that's Tlaib, from entering the country due to her ongoing support of the BDS movement. You know what that is, the fucking bowel syndrome. You know, the divestment of it. The Minnesota lawmaker reportedly wrote a letter addressed to Israeli Interior Minister Aryeh Deri, begging to see her grandmother and she promised to refrain from promoting boycotts against Israel during her trip. This could be my last opportunity to see her. I will respect any restrictions and will not promote boycotts against Israel during my visit, she wrote. Deri granted her permission. But what did she do, like the rat bastard she is? She refused to accept and told reporters at a news conference afterward that she cannot travel to Israel unless she is able to go as a free American United States Congresswoman. She's just a piece of shit. I can't believe she got elected. Minnesota or wherever. No, this is Michigan, by the way. She, Tlaib's grandmother, said, I'm her dream manifested. I'm her free bird. So why would I come back and be caged and bow down when my election rose her head up high and gave her dignity for the first time? That's what Tlaib stated. She was, Trump responded, "You're a dirty little bitch." No. Trump responded to Tlaib's presser.
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
Which I thought was a little over the top for the President of the United States. But he said, this is what Trump responded. "Sorry, I don't buy Rep. Tlaib's tears. It's been very clear to me, especially this last week, that he's scared of us," she said. That's what she said about him. He's afraid of women of color because we're not afraid of him, and we're not afraid to speak up and say that we have a white supremacist in the White House who has a hate agenda. Agenda. I got to start talking like Bernie. They got a hateful agenda. I left a girl $2.25 on a $4,000 bill. I don't give a shit. The coffee was cold. He's afraid because we have a real agenda for the American people. It's funny, nobody knows what that is. She makes me sick.
Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa Sherpa.
Isn't she sexy? Isn't she sexy? I always wanted to fuck a Greek man. Nick, that's unnecessary. Yeah, I know. What he's doing by choosing us for, the squad, talking about Trump, as his target is trying to distract folks from the fact that more people are living in poverty than ever because he has failed as president. Is that right? Is that right? Since Trump, more people living in poverty. You know where they all live in poverty? In California. A state that's run by people who think exactly like you do. It's a shithole. California represents everything you hold near and dear to your little black heart. Last time I checked, unemployment's at record lows, and this economy has been kicking ass. So you're a liar. Please go back to Detroit and do what you were meant to do, clean dorm rooms. That is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tapped out. I don't know if I poison myself, but...
Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa Sherpa. Bacala.
Run through a motherfucker face.
Anyways. Remember to go to Cameo.com, ladies and gentlemen, and go to my profile. I will send a personal video message roasting a friend of yours or an enemy of yours or a relative of yours or somebody you saw at the mall, a complete stranger. I'll say happy birthday to Auntie Carol or your transgender cousin, Dawn. Rich, anything to add?
Have you tried the golden Oreos?
Is that a thing? Golden Oreos?
Dude, they're amazing. They're like Trump. They're double stuffed. It's golden. It's Oreo.
Yeah, you see? There you go. How many people want him to get cancer tonight? Raise your hand. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Patreon members, we love you. People are signing up, and it'll take off eventually. Huh? Like, That is it. Jason, good job today. That's all I got. I got to go home and rehydrate, and maybe I'm going to sit and stare at that pot of braised. I am. This is how I was brought up. You don't waste anything. I'm going to sit there and go, is this what poisoned me? And to prove it, I will eat 6 pounds of braised beef shanks. Remember, you guys think it, I will say it. You're very welcome. See you tomorrow at the same time. Take care of yourselves.